They're coming in. What's up, guys?
Oh,
Eric, Lau, Rick, Alex. What's going on, guys?
welcome,
Mama.
welcome.
We're gonna share our screen or your screen.
Can we wait like just a few
Yeah.
minutes, make sure more people come in?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the new owner of restricted inventory.
Yes, it's called Books Pro.
Books Pro. You're gonna change the name of restricted inventory to Books Pro.
No, I'll leave it as restricted inventory. I wish you sent me some restricted inventory
Hey, I
stuff.
have your hat in here. I'm gonna send it to you, and I need to send you that uh, other gift I said I was going to. I don't know if I told you what it is yet, but I'm gonna send it to you.
I wish I put that on the purchase agreement, the credit.
I also have the booth. If you want that, you saw the booth. You can have that.
Oh yeah. So guys, sorry about not wearing a restricted inventory shirt today.
Yeah, I have a couple hats I can send you.
That would be great. So Avery, how does it feel like being a guest on a restricted inventory webinar?
Man, it's weird. It is weird. It's weird. Even the hat looks different in my room when I look at it. I'm like, that's not my company anymore. Had it for 5 years. It was my baby.
So do you feel like you were attached to it? You couldn't let it go?
You know what? And we can get into this, but I like literally had no emotion really when I sold it. And I think the reason why is for anyone who's been around for a long time with restricted inventory, you guys know we've had our ups and downs. I started this thing in 2019 on my own Amazon account. And in today's landscape, this business model would just seem crazy for anyone to start up from the ground. And the reason why restricted inventory is so valuable now is because we have a partner, or Omer has a partner that has an ungated account that you can sell all the textbooks on. And he's worked years to have that. But in 2019, when I started this thing, I got my account shut down. 2021, I got another account shut down. And so this was like a very stressful business for me to run. I built this business by going to book selling meetups and just networked with people who had accounts that I could sell on. And so one account would go down and then I would find another. And then finally the last one went down in 2022. And so emotionally I was done then. And I told everyone this is over at a Scout IQ summit. And then I actually ended up partnering with Michael. He's a huge textbook seller. He was at the event.
Mhm.
And but ever since then, I started Go To Lister, and that became my focus. And so I think emotionally, I kind of let go of it back then. But yeah, now it's a robust business. It'll be around for I think the next decade, if not longer. We have a good system, so
Yeah, it was so I come across many different creative sourcing techniques. I think restricted inventory was one of the most unique ones.
yeah.
Have the inventory you are selling on behalf of people and you are helping them, you are expanding your revenue. So that's genius. So Avery, is other people there in the waiting room? So is someone approving?
I don't think we have anyone in the waiting room. I'm approving everyone. Do you see anyone in the waiting room?
No.
Yeah,
So when they come, do you think
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
be
I'll let them in. I'm a pro at this, bro.
okay? That's great.
And if you guys have questions about anything, you can go ahead and ask them below, and we can get to those at some point, maybe at the end of Omer's presentation. But I should have done this when I owned the company. Will this recording be somewhere? Yeah, we'll record it, and then Omer will probably send it back out, right?
Yes. Okay, guys, it's almost 8 minutes in, and I'll share my screen and start my presentation.
What's up, Sophia?
You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So as you guys know, as Books Pro, we have acquired restricted inventory, and I will be today talking about what is the next chapter and what are our plans. So the agenda is who we are, and I will explain what we do and a little bit about me. And I will be explaining restricted inventory service. There might be some people who haven't used the service before. So I'll touch the basics. And I'll explain the story of the acquisition. Then I will get some feedbacks from you and my growth system, I mean our reselling operation, and then I'll finish with the giveaway. So a little bit about me. I'm originally from Turkey. I came here 11 years ago, 10, 11 years ago to study computer science, and the tuition here is very, very expensive, and I was so close to be hopeless, not being able to pay the tuition. And that's when we noticed selling books on Amazon with my business partner, Levent. I don't know if he's here. Shout out to him. And actually, we were not aware of the potential because
Okay, I'm listening.
She's listening. Amanda's listening. I just muted her.
so the whole idea started like selling our own books. It's the cliche story. Everybody has that story. But we were not aware of the potential. Our main goal was to sell our own books and then buy more books, then pay the tuition, then be done with it. Be a software engineer at somewhere else or start some company someday. But I did not have many intentions on this business. And fast forward today, we closed the year of 2023 with $10 million in sales. So restricted inventory service, we help you make money on Amazon FBA, restricted inventory, via our consignment service. So you probably know what it is. So this is split between you guys and us. You send the inventory from our website or the mobile app, restrictedinventory.com, and then the shipments are going to our partner. I will also explain it in details, how they are trading your inventory. And then they are being listed and sold, and you are getting paid every month if the books are sold. So this is a little bit different than the regular buyback companies. So buyback companies, they pay way less, but you are mostly guaranteed to get paid. But restricted inventory is like you are sharing the risk. I don't want to say risk because you can estimate how soon it's going to sell with the sales strength metric, but it's not guaranteed pay, but you are getting the higher reward as well. So this is my account. Actually, I started, I don't know if you noticed, Avery, but years ago I signed up, and then you probably didn't notice me because you have thousands of users. So I sent inventory when I started bulk operation in 2020 because it was very frustrating that Amazon was not letting me sell some of the books. And I tried the buyback companies, a few of them. It's either offering too low or they want some threshold to hit, like you need to add at least 15, 20 books to close the shipment. And then all of a sudden, it's so dynamic that you are so close to close the shipment, then you are not offering anymore. So it was very frustrating. And then I realized there was a solution, restricted inventory. And here I sent like 8 items, and so 7 of them were sold. 1 of them were disposed, they didn't sell, and I made almost $83. So we have EPEC certified partner, as Avery told, because popular textbooks are a little bit tricky, and Amazon is very strict about them. And those books are mainly textbooks, and they have a very high sales velocity, very great, very good sales rank, and then very expensive books. So those publishers have the budget to enforce that, and they are doing test buys. So so Avery know the how greater is the pain, and I know a few other people that had this issue as well. So this is a great solution for those people who are scared of this issue. And we have this EPEC certified partner who is also working with those publishers, law firm. So Avery, can we say that this guy had an insurance from those law firm that his account may never get shut down because of the counterfeit issues?
Yeah, they went to his warehouse, they visited it, they said, hey, you're checking for counterfeits thoroughly, so we're not going to mess with you. And yeah, they trust him, and there's an agreement between them and Amazon too.
Yeah, I also visited their warehouse when we had this due diligence period with Avery and I. And he's a very legit seller, and he showed me some counterfeit books that I couldn't even notice. Like I was selling books for 10 years, and it's very hard to notice. So if you knew those were the potential ones, maybe I could notice it. But unfortunately, my goal is to process as much volume as possible. It's impossible for me and my team to notice these counterfeit books. So this is how it works. And for the acquisition story, Avery and I met on social media a few years ago. We went to skiing together. It was a great vacation, winter vacation, and nobody got hurt, luckily.
I remember you sliding down that mountain.
But I don't remember. Did you hurt your back?
No, I hit a pole and I did like a flip over it, and I should have torn my ACL, but it took like 1 week to recover. I was good. I competed in jiu-jitsu after that, but I should have broke my knee.
So anyway, after that, we started talking, like getting really close to each other, and Avery and I are very good friends since then. And in May of 2024, we started talking about us as Books Pro buying the restrictedinventory.com, and the idea was great for us because that would allow us to make a stronger connection with the reselling community, because I personally have the passion to help Amazon sellers to grow their operations, even though I do not create as much content as Avery does, but I have so many one-on-one connections with other booksellers. So that's really, really fulfilling for me. And since that contributed to our vision, we ended up buying the company in October 2024.
You're good.
Also, I want to mention that your voice matters. I've seen some negative feedbacks. I mean, people that were mentioning about their experiences on the Facebook group. So please let us know when we are wrong, and we are here to listen and improve our service. So you can contact us at info@restrictedinventory.com with the subject line of feedback. And then I will check all of those emails related to this issue, and we'll reply them. But also, I want to tell you that nobody is perfect, and of course there are books are getting lost in transit. And last time I checked, it was 1%, right, Avery?
Yeah, I think I kind of estimated that, but
But
I think,
this is pretty normal because like even when you are sending books to Amazon FBA,
yep.
books are getting lost, and so we try to reduce that amount and keep it under some percentage that we have metric. But of course there will be some books that are lost, and of course there will be some books that may never get sold. So and there may be books that are priced a little bit lower than you expect, but please let us know if that happens, and we will talk. Also, if you have suggestions, I can't promise that we can make all the suggestions because we have such a limited power and labor, but we will do our best to serve you best. So our growth system on the reselling operation, I could say the first one is delegating, because you need to work on the business, not in the business as you grow it. Of course, you need to do most of the tasks in the beginning because you cannot afford to hire people. But as you grow, you can do some steps like hiring a virtual assistant to do some tasks on Seller Central, or you can hire a family member or your neighbor part-time. You don't have to hire full-time. So you shouldn't be doing listing by yourself if you make like 50,000 a month, as you can hire someone else. So, or let's say if you are doing like 8 figures a year, you should also hire a manager. So you need to delegate as your business grows. You need to spot the bottlenecks on the business, and you need to hire more people. And the second one is the tracking the important metrics. You cannot improve what you don't measure. So there should be some numbers that you need to be measuring. And like when someone asks you, you need to be able to answer right away about that number, because otherwise you don't know what to improve. It can be number of books you buy, or number of books you list, or monthly spend on inventory. But you shouldn't complicate, like you shouldn't add too many metrics in it. So I sometimes feel like overwhelmed that I have so many metrics in my reselling operation. So I keep it dynamic. Sometimes I remove if it's not moving the needle, or I add new metrics if I think that it's important. But the key here is not tracking the outcomes like the revenue. You can already see that on Seller Central. The tricky part is the tracking your efforts. And also other crucial thing is the distinguisher. So what sets you apart from other booksellers? I know that so many people are seeing videos on YouTube or Instagram. There people are going like Avery or Steve or Steve's mom. She's very she's very popular person. So going to thrift stores is not the only way to source books. So you should be creative about it. It can be either different ways of source, backroom access of thrift stores, posting ads as a hauling service. So this worked out great for me when I was in college. So I was promoting my service, like you don't have to drive to thrift stores or donation bins. I can come and pick at your doorstep, and this will be for free. So you can do that as well. You can either do brick and mortar stores. And by the way, I don't know if Sophia is here, but they they have found a great method.
Hello, I'm here.
So they tried to do public sales and selling by the bags. So she's and Erin is doing a tremendous job of like they expanded their revenue great. So this was of their creative way to implement that. And another example would be creating a consignment service like Avery started years ago, as we know. restrictedinventory.com today. So he did something very different, and he grew that and sold the company. So he has the peace of mind right now. Or using a very powerful tools like Bookspro, I will mention in detail after this slide. And for my business, Bookspro was the distinguisher. The software and the conveyor sorter hardware helped us a lot to scale it up. So we grew from we were doing cherry picking, and we barely started bulk, and we grew like 10x in less than 3 years, thanks to Bookspro software and the hardware. And the last important thing is the innovation. So we were always assuming that there should be a better way to do it. Do any task. Tried almost every software available. So that was our driver. So we were not like thinking, hey, we need to list. We have so many books to list right now. Let's not focus on something else. Let's focus on listing. There should be some sweet spot. Of course, you need to do the daily tasks. That's how you grow your business, but you should also work on the business, how you can innovate and try new tools to grow your business. Speaking of Bookspro is indeed an all-in-one solution for booksellers. So Bookspro serves to cherry pickers and online arbitrage booksellers and the bulk operation booksellers who has many employees. So it has many different products: Bookzy Mobile app, listing software, Repricer, inventory manager, the analytics dashboard, amazing app support, free training, no implementation fee, and you can cancel anytime. And for the bulk players, we also have advanced level of sorter app, which is more complicated. You can do like even payout difference comparisons, have buyback companies implemented in the software. And of course, we also sell the conveyor sorter itself, and we have cross-listing coming soon. So it's giveaway time. So the giveaway is, I want to try, so I haven't done this before. I had many people DM'd me about coaching calls, but this will be the first time I'm doing the coaching calls together. So I'm planning to start 6 weeks of weekly coaching calls on Zoom, and we can determine the date together. And private chat group with me for your questions. It can be either WhatsApp group or Telegram or Discord, whatever our preference that might be. And 6 months of Bookspro standard package at $49 a month. And this is first time we are doing this. And we haven't even done it the Black Friday. So this is at my cost. So it's due $0 today with an extended free trial, and you can cancel anytime. But I have some requirements only for 30 people. First come, first serve. And another requirement is you need to send at least 1 book to restricted inventory until Friday, the December 13th. If you have sent before, don't worry about it. And never used Bookspro before, and your revenue must be under $18,000 a month. And you can send the email at info@restrictedinventory.com with Bookspro subject line. So my goal here to have very high success rate. I don't know if I will do that again. So I want to try that. And I want to start this new ownership with giving the value first. So Bookspro replaces mobile scanning apps like Scout List, Scout IQ, listing software like SLRlist, ScanLister, Inventory Lab, Boxem, Reprisers like Reprise.it, Repricer.com, Be Cool, Aurel, Seller Snap, like bulk tools, scanning tools like Pallet IQ, and Expensive Brews, people who sell expensive courses. So it's all under one roof. When you have a problem, you have only one point of contact, which is our amazing app support. By the way, I don't know if Ali is here. Shout out to Ali.
Yeah, I'm here.
Probably some of you know him.
Hello, guys.
So he not only troubleshoots your printer issues and reprising rules, so he can also give you some advices about what your next step might be. So don't hesitate to reach us. We have live chat, and we have phone number that you can call, and we can do Zoom calls as well. And I underestimated the power of testimonials until that day. So I thought I should have some testimonials, but I didn't have time to contact many people and get their consent. So I had only a few testimonials now. So Sophia and Aaron, Sophia is here. Yes, I see her. So she's doing bulk. She contributes to community a lot. She is very active on the Facebook groups, and she is very creative on trying other things to grow their operation. And they are doing, I think, over 50K per month right now. And this is their Instagram. You should follow them. So they are also sharing tips and tricks about selling books on Amazon. And there is Osan. So he grew our operation into a 35,000 square foot warehouse. So he has 20 plus employees, has Books Pro conveyor sorter. They are processing so many books. I think one truckload a day. I'm not sure, and they are doing 500,000 a month. So this is his Instagram. I also got his consent to share this. And this is Emrah. He's one of our users, one of our first users at Books Pro. He has now 2 warehouses, over 50K square foot warehouse, over 30 people. And he has the Books Pro conveyor sorter, and he's doing 8 figures monthly. This is his Instagram. He's a very hardworking person. And it's very satisfying to see them creating those reselling empires. And we also have some anonymous testimonials. Some people are shy. So as you see here, they were selling books on Amazon, but they started using Books Pro, and their revenue expanded a lot. And this person on the right-hand side, they just started selling books on Amazon with Books Pro, and now they are almost 20K a month. So that's it. I tried to keep it short, and it has been 30 minutes. Now I'm ready to take your questions.
We got someone in here saying, do you plan on doing anything additional to books? Says Deidre. Avery did CDs in addition to books. Will you be doing additional items or just textbooks?
So right now, it's gonna be textbooks, because we want to feel very secure, and we feel very secure because we have EPEC certified partner. But if we can partner up with someone else, we may do that.
What happens if you deem an item counterfeit? Is it disposed of or returned? You want me to answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So if Michael, the warehouse partner, finds a counterfeit item, he'll deem it counterfeit, and then he will send it to test for its authenticity. If they release it, which they often do, then it will be listed as so. But if not, we can't return counterfeit books. So it'll have to be confiscated. But the good thing is it's not under your name. Are you taking Gaylords or individual boxes?
We take both. So there is Doc as well at our partner's warehouse. So you can send with the Gaylord as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I always tell people, just if they're going to send a Gaylord, just email us, that they're going to. Will there eventually be a Bookzy Pro integration?
So that's the goal, but the transition period with many different teams is more challenging than I thought, because there is a team in India, in Philippines, and in Turkey. So that's the end goal. but unfortunately, I cannot estimate the time that we can do that. But yeah, that's the goal. We truly want to be all in one place. Yes, for
Mhm.
booksellers.
Eric's saying he doesn't meet the requirements for Bookzy Pro, but he has been using restricted inventory and Bookzy Pro for a few years. He wants the bonuses. I think I'm 100% to pay for some Zoom calls. I think he wants to take advantage of the offer you said, but he's already using Bookzy Pro.
Oh, that. So Eric, can you text me or email me? Maybe you texted before. Yeah, let's talk.
Let's see what else we have here.
I texted you the other day.
We
Okay,
have
I'm
Doug
sorry.
Chris
I
Otley.
couldn't reply. Yeah, I'll reply.
Other
Uh,
questions?
he can also reach out to me without texting me. We have a book a demo button on our website on bookspro.com, and you can schedule unlimited free meetings with me, and I can help you with the questions you have.
Yes, so Books Pro support is more responsive to the emails, text messages, and calls. But there can be some times that I am not very responsive, and I apologize for it. So I'm sorry.
I also have a question. Actually, that's not my question. I was asked that question. And one of our customers asked us why restricted inventory doesn't accept teacher's edition or student editions.
Because Michael doesn't accept them. We used to, but it's just his rules, and I trust him. He runs a very tight operation. Omer could probably talk about what it looks like in the warehouse, but I've heard it's very, very clean compared to a lot of booksellers' warehouses. And he knows that his money's made with college textbooks. So,
Yeah.
Perfect.
is books run an accurate way to determine the likeliness of a book being counterfeit? What's your
I
opinion?
take that question. So according to Michael, so I talked to Michael in Vegas at the Books and Beyond conference.
Mhm.
According to him, he says it's not very accurate. So he has this list. I don't want to reveal too much about his business, but basically they have a list called EPEG list from the publishers, and it's very important for them to keep this list as a secret. And so, as far as I know, Booksrun is not on the Stop Counterfeit Textbook .com list. So I don't know how they have this list. Michael claims that the list is a lot more than this, and there can be some books that this is saying likelihood of counterfeit, but it's okay to sell. So I don't think it's very accurate,
Can I add my experience on that?
according to Michael.
Can I add my experience on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we are in the support team and we have many booksellers, and some of them get shut down because of this counterfeit issues, and they're providing those items to us, the ISBNs and other details. So I have checked many of those items in Books Run counterfeit check thing, and none of them come as like likelihood. They were all not risky, and that's why I don't suggest checking it. That's my experience. Maybe others have that different experiences, but that's what I did.
Yeah,
And it's also not practical
but
to search it.
it can be better not having anything, right? So it can help
Yeah.
you identify a textbook.
Maybe that was because, those accounts just got shut down because of those items. Maybe they're gonna add those items into their blacklists. I don't blame them. But I was just sharing my experience with the system.
And more questions saying Books Pro has cross-listing. So unfortunately, Books Pro do not have cross-listing feature right now, but that's our goal. We want to be able to cross list on Amazon and eBay, and then add more marketplaces in the future. So that's on our roadmap.
If you guys want, you can unmute yourselves too. Since we're on Zoom, we have the luxury of doing face to face.
I'll go ahead and unmute. Hello.
Hello.
I wanted to ask, when you introduce cross-listing onto Books Pro, are you going to have support for non-barcode items, or is that going to just be for barcoded cross-listing between Amazon and eBay?
So no barcode as well, or no ISBN.
Let's say no let's say no ISBN.
So if you're able to, sometimes you can able to identify the ASIN that's not starting with 0 as most of them. Mostly they start with B, right? So if you can use those ASINs, yes, you can. But other than this, do you mean the antiquarian books?
Yes. I mean, if you're able to just even list them on eBay, maybe there's like if you're going to build a faster tool to list them on eBay rather than going through the eBay platform itself.
So I gave too much thought on this process. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to implement this. And I have seen many operations. I think the best one that I liked was using the Amazon Seller app, the image recognition, and that shows you the ASIN number that's starting with B. And then you can get the title, you can list on Amazon, or you need to do research on eBay. So
Got it.
unfortunately, it's not a like fast process that we are able to do as Amazon booksellers, like scanning the book and showing the trigger result. It doesn't work like that. So there's no easy way.
Got it. I figured.
So do you do antiquarian as well?
We do. There's two of us in the operation, and one of us is primarily focused on doing the hand typed research, and then I primarily do the scanning. And then when Spencer, he's also in the call. When he has time, he joins me scanning as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I underestimated the like how much percentage it can hold the revenue. And I've seen people that has like almost half of the revenue is coming through the antiquarian books. So the
Yeah,
AS.
if you're able to build it into your operation, it's a great way to monetize. And it's just, I can understand that somebody at your scale or even far beyond where we're at, it's just, it gets to be very difficult and you have to maybe eyeball a little bit more with time. But we're able to keep on for now. We're able to keep doing the non-barcodes.
And also it's hard to train people on that. So
Oh, 100%.
I tried training like a few people, and you have to tell them what first edition is. You need to tell the subcategories that might be worth to look into. And some authors, some people are waiting the author to die.
Yeah.
Well, you can go up. Yeah, unfortunately.
I think Sophia asked a great question in the chat, though. I think Avery, if you could answer this for GoTo as well. I know Books Pro has its own lister. I know both of you have your own. So,
You want to take that, Omer? What you're doing for the December
You
20th?
can go ahead.
Give my 2 cents.
You can start with it.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing at least is you'll still be able to scan your item and immediately get it in the batch. It's just going to take a little bit longer for the F and SKU to be printed. So we're going to recommend a flow where you scan all your items in and then you click on send batch. That may take some time, which really shouldn't affect your overall flow too much because you can start another batch or have your employees go do something else. But once the batch is finally submitted, it'll probably be 15 minutes. At least this is what we think is going to happen 15 minutes to an hour after the last item is scanned in. Then instead of split shipments in the traditional sense where one item's going somewhere, one item's going somewhere else, there's going to be packing groups, and the packing groups are going to be based on the categories. So since most of you guys are just listing books, I don't know, maybe it will separate books and CDs, but let's just say you're listing books and CDs. The CDs will be in one packing group and the books will be in another. And then what you'll do is scan the books in boxes, just like box content, just like the normal flow. and then they'll tell you which box goes to which warehouse. So the split shipments are not based on items, they are based on boxes and categories of items. So after you submit the batch and get past the slow batch submission, it should be actually kind of easier because you don't have to worry about putting the wrong item in the wrong box. Except if you, let's just say you have like 10 different categories, which would be kind of crazy, but maybe a retail arbitrage person would do that. Then you have 10 different packing groups, and it is pretty similar to the split shipments. But if you're just doing books, then it's you list all the books in one box, and then afterwards they'll tell you, hey, this box is going somewhere else. So you just print the label and put it on the box. That's what we're doing.
So are you not able to do the one box method anymore at that point?
You would be able to. It would just take a little bit longer after. So you'd scan all the items in, put them all in one box. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to label them immediately. So it would be beneficial to change your flow to not the one box method if you're optimizing for speed. It'd be better to pack 10 boxes. Then that way you can scan super, super fast, wait for all the listings to get submitted, and then the FN SKU is going to be printed on the second scan when you put it in the box. We're working on a way, maybe Amazon will flinch and not have this flow or this API change permanent. Maybe they'll keep the old one open indefinitely. Maybe they'll say, hey, we don't want to do it this way, but we don't know yet. So no FN SKU is going to be generated immediately. But I do have some plans on combating that eventually once we get past December. I have a plan to make it so you can still print the FN SKU. It's just going to be a little bit different.
And one other question before Umar answers as well. Will you have to pay placement fees with this new system? Because currently I can send one box, not pay placement fees, and it's all going to one location. Is that going to be a similar experience?
I don't think placement fees are going to exist, but don't quote me on that because
I think there will be placement fees.
there will be.
I don't think there will be.
Yeah, we'll see. I think there are going to be. I think Dom, it'd be great to have Dom here. He's the one coding this. He's my partner.
And this thing doesn't make sense. Like on the send to Amazon workflow, there is an option that you can do like like Amazon optimized shipment splits. And even if you choose that on the new workflow, Amazon make you pay for it. So it's not very stable. It's full of bugs. I don't know why Amazon is trying to enforce these.
Dom made it seem like they're going to maybe have like an inbound fee regardless. So we'll see.
I think they're gonna have that because Amazon will not give something that he already has.
Yeah. So
And in the old workflow, you couldn't choose other than minimal split if you're doing your shipments on Amazon. If you're using a third-party application, you could choose in between Amazon optimized minimal split and partial splits. But if you were doing it on Amazon, you don't have those first two options. You need to choose minimal. It doesn't make any sense, but Amazon forces you to, choose that.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest changes is right now you need to you cannot exceed 200 SKU limit with the third-party applications, but in the after December 20th, I think it's gonna be 1,500 SKUs. Is that correct?
I'm not sure about the 1,500.
So there is a so Amazon's workflow, sent to Amazon workflow is not very stable. The other day I was having issues. The previous week I was having issues with the limit. So in Books Pro you can send up to 1,500 SKUs per shipment, but when I contacted Amazon that it was not working, I was getting a weird error, and Amazon recommended we split in half. So that's very ridiculous. If there is an capacity issue, why you are accepting it in the first place? So I think it's gonna take some time that people get used to it. Maybe Amazon will retract. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about the one-off splits anymore, Thomas. So when you list, that the good news is you don't have to worry about one item going to one warehouse unless it's like if you're listing 200 books and then one CD, then maybe in that case it'd be two different packing groups. But I'm sure we'll find some type of hack similar to the 200 unit. But it like once you make it past the batch, it actually seems like not that bad of a flow.
And also there can be some other exceptions as well. For example, most of them are small size items, and Amazon has different warehouses for the oversized items. If you are seeing like one item and it persists on a separate warehouse, that means Amazon may have to handle that inventory differently. Sometimes that is the case.
And Omer, is the Books Pro listing flow going to change in any way with this change, or is it going to remain the same?
So that's a great question. And
I understand if you don't have an answer right now, because I know there's a lot of up in the air right now.
so it's better that we do an announcement when we get closer to it.
Okay, sure.
It's not that I'm hiding something, but I don't want
No,
to
it's a fair answer.
Yeah, there's no secret. Yeah. And is there any other questions? Let's see.
Anyone else want to unmute themselves? Say hi.
This is Bob. I'll just throw one other thing out there. If you're doing 2D barcodes, you've got a 40 ASIN limit. So basically, you're not going to want to put more than 40 books in a box, and that really winds you up pretty close to your 40 or 50 pound ideal weight anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, the reason is that about the DPIs, the resolution of the printers, since Amazon has some information within this 2D barcode, for such as the shipment ID, the SKU number, the SKU and the quantity. So when you have too many, it becomes in a way that you are not able to scan the barcode. So I experienced that issue as well. So there were very small items in the box, and I ended up putting so many items, and there was a problem with it. Yeah.
Quick question. Is the giveaway only for people who attended this Zoom, or am I free to post it in a group that I'm in?
You're allowed to post it. Yeah. Post
Okay.
it. So I want to get like, I don't remember, was it 20 or 30 people? So
I think it's at first 30. Yeah.
So you're welcome to share with your friends.
Can you share that screen again, please?
Yes. Okay, I think what would be beneficial, LTL or small shipments? So that is a great question. And that question made me question about our process a lot, because Amazon keep changing the flows. So before they introduced the inbound placement fee, I could say that LTL would be the best viable option because of the savings on the cost. But it also depends on your volume. So if you are not sending that much books at a time, if it would make you to have the piles that is set aside and waiting to be filled in a volume that could make sense to get the savings, I wouldn't recommend you use that. But if you have a decent volume, you may use it. So that's the preference. And also another thing is it saves us from the labor because we don't do boxes. We do box as you go. We don't double scan for the boxing. So you need to do all the math, the labor, the savings, and how much it times that take to be your inventory available. So yeah.
What would you
think-
say is the minimum for a LTL shipment unit wise?
I think the minimum is 150 pounds. That is the theoretic limit of Amazon. However, in order for you to see the savings on the rate, I think you need to get closer to, I would say, over 500 pounds or more,
Okay.
because it doesn't make sense if it's gonna be the same rate as the small parcel delivery and you want to do additional effort wrapping it with the stretch and putting the pallet labels and so on.
Got it.
I think with LTL, the check-in times expense. Have you ever experienced something like that, Ömer?
No, not really. It depends on the time of the year. If it's Q4, it may take more time. But I think 2D barcodes expedite the process. So I cannot say religiously yes, but I heard from some people. What do you think, Avery? Is 2D barcodes expediting the process?
We've noticed it has. Our users are telling us. Our developer Dom was like, "It's just fake. It's a scam. It's not real." And then he coded it, and then we've been realizing shipments have been getting checked in faster. It's just crowdsourced data, just people telling us, yeah. But you know, I haven't done a proper test where I send a shipment.
We don't know the alternative world. Like, what if we didn't send this with 2D barcode
Yeah.
and
Yeah, there's so many variables. You'd have to send like the exact same items to the exact same warehouse, one with 2D barcodes and one without.
Yeah, but this is the analyze of from people that I heard.
Mhm.
And what was the email and subject line? Yeah, this is info@restrictedinventory.com with Books Pro subject line. Okay, I think it's time. We are almost an hour. And thank you so much for joining us. Let me know if you have any questions. You can find me on social media. You can email me. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you guys.
And thank you, Avery, for being a
Thanks.
guest.
Thank you for taking this and running with it. It's a good business model. I worked hard to keep this thing alive because it is a good solution for the community, you know?
Yeah, we wouldn't acquire it if it was not a good solution. Yeah, that's a great one. Thank you for creating it. And thank you for joining. And have a great day, guys.
100%. See you guys. I'll send you the recording, Omer.
Okay.